Chapter 2, Bhagwat Gita, the purpose of life. Why we love our near and dear ones. Why it is that we love human beings in general. These are some human bodies which, if once dead, are not loved the same way. When these are alive, what is there in these bodies which makes this so lovable when these are breathing through the nostrils? Once it stops breathing, the same body is not that lovable. The only answer to this is that there is someone besides this body in the body which makes it so lovable. Otherwise, how it is this body of five nature elements seems so attractive and lovable. Yes, there is some other thing in this body which makes it so lovable, and that thing is divine soul. This divine soul is nothing but a spark of universal omnipresence soul, Almighty God. All the human beings are lovable due to the presence of divine soul in the body. All the attraction in the body are due to this divine soul only. Once this divine soul leaves this body, it is called the death of that body. All attractions, all love departs with the soul. Basically, I think that the true meaning of the life all depends on the person. The meaning of life is what the person beholding that life wants it to be. It should be all up to the person. There isn't exactly one true meaning of life. There could be the religious standpoint or success or happiness. But I seriously do believe that meaning of true life is whatever you make of it. The true meaning of life is your personal hopes and dreams. Whatever you think the right answer to this question is, then you are right. Life is about a person's ability to get the most out of his life without causing adversity to others. Human life is usually driven by the unstable nature of ego. Each person, along with their ego, has been conditioned from the birth to approximately 5 years of the age as a result of learned exposure and genetic inheritance. The true meaning of the life for most people is all about stating the craving created by their ego. The true meaning of life may be dependent on your particular value systems and ability to control your ego. Each individual's particular set of morals or values, those that they inherited from the genetic sources, and those that they learn from the environment within which they were raised. The meaning of the life for each individuals depend on his her belief in system. In order to find something, you must know exactly what it is that you are looking for. You must know how and where to search for it then. We have to know how to recognize it when you find it. The ultimate quest in life is rooted in the deep desire to experience bliss or ecstasy. Most people believe that It's simply a matter of seeking love attention, which creates a need to feel that we are important to someone. Most people are desperately trying to trigger this euphoria through the application of physical, chemical, or spiritual stimulus. Chapter 3, Vedas, the laws of life. This is the law of life of man, described in the Vedas in veiled manner, and we can understand it if we pierce through the disguise of words. But it requires deep concentration to do so, and it in this manner that we can understand the meaning of creation worlds. There is purpose in both action, actionlessness, and their idea is expressed in the text in this manner. This enables us to understand that there is a perfect law of life described in Vedas, but it requires experience, intelligence, self-surrender, measure of good luck to succeed. The ordinary meaning of that is like a woman wearing dirty clothes, but we should try to get a new meaning only when the ordinary one does not refer to the law of life. We can accept the new meaning only if the result is satisfactory and refers to the law of action and action performed as a sacrifice. The idea that desire arises from some evil or sin is a popular hearsay, for it can also be part of sacrifice, and its idea may be illustrated by the act of dying in defense of someone. But desire can be will too. Only the person who has it does not regard it so far is the very nature of desire, and that is the reason why he seeks means to attain its object. Desire is connected with action in various ways. Any success arises out of action. You can understand the ideas of certain expressions used in the text in a special way. Law of man's life described in the Vedas in veiled form. This is the law of life of man described in Vedas in a veiled manner, because it is very important to use the correct expression or the right word. We know that there is this disguise because we can find out the correct meaning, but the new meaning should be of the nature of law, and the last portion of the text should refer to the law of action. We should get this result when the words required to complete the sense are supplied, and the new meaning should fit into the whole body, the text without contradiction, and the main unchanged throughout the principal part of the work, because it is based on the proper thought after we have considered the other meaning and rejected it. And so we should be able to explain the meaning of any percept in this light. This is possible. It does refer to the law, and when we see through the disguise, we find that our ideas of law are altogether purified in this way. But by reading the book, it is we do not see anything relating to the ideas of the law, whereas new meaning should be of the nature of such a law, and it should be such an as can uplift us. This is what is meant by seeing through disguise. It requires concentration, but the new meaning can be grasped only by means of deep concentration. True, But because there is a reason for it, there is always something in the text to suggest what is really is. And it is his this manner that words like Parsu, Dita, Purana, and they are used in the text. It should be difficult to explain the meaning of these words without a reference to the context. It is same manner that we have explanation of the ideas of actionlessness. For even actionlessness has purpose. Actionlessness has a purpose. It is in this light that we should understand its ideas. And when we grasp the inner meaning of the text, we see that it gives the ideas of law. There is no error in following this meaning. Bhagwat Gita tells us that he is a wise man who sees in action actionlessness, in action and action, in actionlessness, so perform all kinds of actions. Thus, there is no essential difference between two and so. If there is purpose in action, there must be one in actionlessness too. Mimamsa. The Mimamsa explain later on that ideas of actionlessness must be understood in relative and not an absolute sense, and with the reference to time, that is, that there comes a time when a person cannot act, and that is the time of death, for it is only then that he can really give up action. Extent of evil in desire. Desires sought to be deemed arise from the evil only when we are satisfied in significant manner. That is so, and not merely because it is said to be so in a popular form of a speech. This should be regarded as true for all times to come without exception. We find that a person who has desires to think of it in the same manner